One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
They see the wins, but they don't see the work. They don't see the pioneer digging in the dirt, digging to the core. This that 305 hustle, baby. Let's ride. They call me pioneer, I'm digging to the core. You just want to shine, I'm the one who found the ore. I'm a one-man wrecking crew, I open tune. Knocking down these milestones one by noon. I'm a ultimate team player, but I lead the tech. Put the whole damn city, put the team up on my back. Yeah, I run the new stack, building on the mainframe. This that tech coach hustle, building up the brain. I don't back down, I just double up the work. When they shut the door, I find another quirk. In the system, in the market, man, I'm always on. One-man army from the dusk, come to the dawn. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One-man army, but I move like a boss. Never backing down, I just pay the call. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One-man army, but I move like a boss. I run this game, I just pay the call. This ain't a rap talk, this is my real life. Built a new foundation, cutting through the strife. Got the new tech running, stacking up the data. Got the AI working heavy, I'm the new creator. I'm a boss to my team, the new recruits. Show them how to win, how to get the loot. From the live stream to the brand new platform. I'm the one they call when they in a damn storm. I'm a pioneer, man, in that digital stack. Got the new school models running in the back. I don't just chase the goals, man, I hunt them down. This a one-man conquest, hand me the crown. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One-man army, but I move like a boss. Never backing down, I just pay the cost. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One-man army, but I move like a boss. Yeah, I run this game, I just pay the cost. It's deeper than the money, this is for the bloodline. Gotta make them see a hustler who's gonna always make it feel well.
It's Tuesday, 9th. We are around from 13th New Year show for 25. Let me pull it up. So that first, we have Chris, and then the week of New Year's. We do not miss here, okay? I'm Techotra. We are into twin. Looks like all that little weird stuff out of the way in the beginning. You know how it is. You know how it is here. We do what we gotta do. Tonight, these apps, just like these computers, just like these AI, all this stuff, they are not loyal. I was trying to do a thumbnail yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go start up the time cost calculator so that I can drop in a screenshot on the thumbnail, and it told me,
do not come.
Yep. It told me no. You're not. Like, I tried to start the app on the emulator, on the emulator for Android, on the simulator we have the NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang talking about the type of jobs that we should be focusing on as Americans. And lastly, we're going to be talking about Waymo and their crazy antics on the mean streets of wherever they're at, right? So great stuff tonight. Fixing the time cost calculator, maybe writing some more tests, maybe getting to enhancing the feature, and then the break time topics as we always do. And for our icebreaker, I have another app idea I need to mine out because I'll tell you about it when I get there, right? So before we get into the work for tonight, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, welcome everyone into the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in and rocking with me, allowing me to add some value to your lives for maybe the next 2 hours-ish, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, more likely on the little bit more side. But thank you so much for allowing me to add value, to share my tech knowledge, my tech, what's the word I'm looking for? My tech's prowess, how I investigate, how I think through these things, the wins, the losses, the whole journey. I'm here to share that with you. To all of those who are subscribed, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Please do so, because we have so much fun here, but we learn a lot and we build a lot of cool stuff. All right. But to all of those who are subscribed, whether you have been with me for a very, very long time or whether you are brand new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
To all of my tech barbarians, all of those who are Patreon members, thank you guys so much. And the way that I see you guys work, I had some amazing coaching calls this past weekend, and I'm just so proud of how hard all of us work. Our Scrum nights, we have a Vibe Code and Chill coming up this weekend. We're going to be mining out some ideas. We're going to be showing what I've been working on, all these different type of things at techcoachrob.dev. But to all of my tech barbarians, all the Patreon members, you work so hard, and I am so proud of all of your efforts, that is why we are the absolute best.
We the best.
And lastly, last but not least, shout out to my tech mercenaries. Those are the YouTube channel members who keep this channel going, that I can provide all of this amazing content, all of these ideas, all of these apps, all of these discussions that we have, these candid conversations. I can provide it across the entire world. I get comments from all over the world, all different languages, all different countries, and that is amazing. Let's continue to get it.
Let's get it.
All right, quick announcements. If you haven't seen the video yesterday, our candid conversation, I was talking about how important is your GitHub. When you put your little GitHub link on your resume, who do you think is actually looking at it? Do you think anybody's looking at it? Do you think if they do look at it, they're going to like what they see? Go check out Candid Conversations from yesterday. And I'm going to break it down to you as someone who has interviewed probably over 100 people at this point, how to effectively use your GitHub repository in interviews. I'm talking about your resume, your GitHub, even your LinkedIn. Go check that out on this channel. Just go to the videos and you're going to see your GitHub repo sucks. But I'm going to tell you how you can fix it. All right. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about, I'm going to be premiering a video about another role in the age of AI, where to shift to, where to pivot. We're going to be talking about, and I have a quote in the video. Forget having a roster of men or women. Get you a roster of companies. Bars. You need a roster of companies. We're going to be talking about the machine learning engineer, or the machine learning platform engineer. That's going to be our conversation for tomorrow. I'll give you a little heads up. As a junior, they're making about $180,000 per year. Yes. Show me the money. We're going to break it all down, who they are, what they do, what kind of entrepreneurial opportunities they have for them, all of that, what type of project you can get set up. And then at takeadrive.dev, I will have a link to the slides that I created for the video. And I will have a roadmap of if you wanted to get into that field, what you could do to get there. All right. What kind of projects you can do, viable projects, so that you can run it up. All right. Don't get left behind. I'm not going to. My friends, Magnetar, he'll probably feel bad for you. He'll probably cry for you. Rod Brown, he'll probably feel bad for you. He'll probably cry for you. Junior, he definitely won't. He is not. He's going to say, you should have pivoted. You should have adjusted. And I will say the same thing. My cousin said that I need to have more empathy. I said, I can't relate. I can't relate. Do what you got to do to survive. Pivot now. So check out tomorrow, Machine Learning Platform Engineer. All right. Thursday night, we're going to be going live. We're done. We are finished with the OBS plugin. We're done with it. It's working perfectly. I sent it to Junior. I sent it to Rod Brown, to the beloved brother Rod Brown. I installed it on my other Mac, and it is working beautifully. Beautifully. So it's done. I'll probably make a video about it, of how it works and stuff like that. Put a link to it inside of the TechOTrive Patreon. And whoever needs it, whoever uses OBS to do their reactions, to do live streams, whatever it is, it'll be available to you there. All right. But that's it. Those are our announcements. Those Thursday, I'll give some more announcements for what we have coming up on Friday and over the weekend, all of that good stuff. But that's where we're at. That is where we are at. All right, I am going to get into our little, where is this thing? Hold on a second. Which one are we at here? Give me a second here. Let me see where I'm at. That one is good. Let me go to, let's do this. Let's do that too. All right, there we go. All right, cool. So I am going to do our icebreaker for tonight. We're going to be mining out a new, I don't know if we're going to call it an application, a widget, something like that. But here's what happened. The tool that I was using to create I have a typo. Hold on. Not a typo. Oh, that's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Application. There we go. Fixed. Like nothing happened. All right. So I had a service that I was using where I would upload my video and it would create a bunch of shorts from my video. And it was cool, but I decided that I want to take a little bit more control over my shorts. And so I've been creating them myself. I found a really cool way to create the subtitles and the tool that I'm using to edit my videos, all that good stuff. One of the drawbacks of doing the shorts on myself, like by myself, is that the tool that I was using, it used to basically, like after it would take a long video, chop them up into a bunch of different shorts, add the subtitles, and then the part that I'm going to be missing now is the distribution of it, where it pushes it up to X, it pushes it up to Instagram, it pushes it up to TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So I want to see if I can find a way to recreate that, because I don't need, like, that part I like, but I don't need all the other stuff, right? So I am going to research through Gemini what we can do to replicate that, whether we need a desktop widget, which I would like to avoid using one for desktop, or whether we can build some type of web application, some web portal. I don't know. The good thing about doing it through the desktop is that it would be like the videos that I edit. They're right there on my computer. The shorts are right there on my computer, so I don't have to upload it to an additional spot, to a different additional website, then have it posted those APIs. So I might actually prefer a desktop widget. I don't know. So that will be what we're gonna research to get the show started as our icebreaker. I'm gonna go to Gemini, and let's go over to here, and I'm gonna say that I was using a tool that would take my videos and create shorts out of them, add subtitles, and give me the ability to schedule them to X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. However, I wanted to take more control over the creation of my shorts. So I am now creating the shorts on my own and adding the subtitles myself. By the way, I found a really cool way to create the subtitles through DaVinci Resolve that doesn't really cost me anything. I bought a plugin that somebody created that plugs into DaVinci that is helping me create the shorts. There's a couple of different tools. I'll probably do a video about it at some point about the different tools that I'm using with DaVinci Resolve that's helping me create my shorts or creating my subtitles. It'll work on any type of video, right? But that's helping create my subtitles. And that way, the price that I was paying for these servers, I would cut up the long video into shorts, adding the thumbnails to it. It's like this, like a one-time fee is the same price I was paying monthly. So and the fact that I want to have more control over the shorts, so adding shorts myself. The one part that I'm missing out on is the distribution / syndication to the other social media platforms. Let's say what options do we have to build a tool, whether web app or desktop app, that would allow us to push and schedule the short form content to those platforms mentioned. As you will see in our history, we have experience in C++ now. We have experience in Flutter, Node, Python, although I prefer not to use Python, and Java. Let's go with that. What would be a plan to make a quick and easy to use app? The app would need to take titles, descriptions, and I'm going to throw in something, schedule, a publish date, and I'm going to throw something in there that the other tool that I was using was not able to do. Let's say, and for YouTube in particular, to set the metadata for a video, such as the title, the playlist, the tags, everything else. I think that's about it. Let's go with that. and the tags. So that's what I would want this application to do. And hopefully if on Thursday, it just takes us one show, which we know it won't, but maybe 2 shows at the most to create our Stream Deck plugin. Maybe afterwards we can actually start working on this app if possible. I don't even know if it's possible. Let's find out. The good thing is that's a beauty of APIs, because X has an API, Facebook has an API, YouTube has an API. All these platforms have an API. And so that means they can work with any language, right? So that is what we are investigating here. All right, so it's based on your interest in Flutter, Python, and DevOps, Supabase, AWS, and your desire for a quick and easy tool, here is a blueprint for building a cross-platform syndication hub. Since you want control and simplicity, I recommend a hybrid architecture, a Flutter desktop app for the UI uploading management, okay, and a Python-based backend, serverless or local, to handle the complex API handshakes. Okay. The syndicator. We'll use Flutter for the front end because you can build a beautiful desktop app, Mac and Windows, quickly using vibe coding, Lovable and Cursor. Lovable or Cursor. Or Kilo. Don't forget, don't count out Kilo, all right? We will use Python for the backend logic because it has the best libraries for these specific social APIs. Okay, fair enough. Front end, Flutter desktop, input video, file picker, title, description, tags, playlist dropdown, scheduler, date time picker, fair. Platform toggles, checkboxes for YouTube, TikTok, X, and Facebook, fair. Instagram, forgot Instagram, but that's fine. Logic, upload the video to storage, Supabase, and saves as a job entry in the database. Okay. Guess. We could probably also do a local servers. I don't know, because there's the same way that we have the same way for the OBS app, or the OBS plugin, we have the local server. I don't know, because like uploading a video to a place to upload it to another place seems a bit counterintuitive, but I don't know. But at the same time, if it does the publishing post schedule, like when you schedule it then it publishes, then that would make sense. If it uploads it to the platform immediately and then schedules what time it should go live, then that's a different story. So we'll have to investigate that. Storage, Supabase storage to hold the video until publish time. Okay. Database, Supabase Postgres, stores metadata, title, schedule, time, status, and whatever else. The engine, Python, a Python script running on an AWS ECS or simple VPS Raspberry Pi that pulls the database every minute, selects from jobs or scheduled time, status pending. I don't know if I like that really. The ECS wouldn't be, I don't know. Think about that. yCloud. If you build a purely local desktop app, your computer must be on at the scheduled time to post. Fair enough. We could probably run this on DigitalOcean as well, though. All right, your computer must be on for a small cloud worker ensures your videos go live even if you are sleeping or your PC is off. Fair enough. That's what I suspected. So that's fair. UI. So the tech stack, we'll need UI, Flutter, and Dart. You are learning it. It compiles the native Windows, Mac apps and handles file inputs better than web apps. Fair enough. Backend logic, Python. Essential for API interaction libraries like Google Auth and Tweepy are mature. Database, Auth, Supabase is easy. Backend as a service handles file storage and Auth so you don't leak API keys. Fair. Infrastructure, AWS, ECS, or DigitalOcean. I just mentioned DigitalOcean, right? To run Python worker script 24/7. Fair. All right, platform strategy and APIs. Here's the reality of the APIs you need to hit. Some are easy. Others, like TikTok, are hostile to developers. Fair enough. YouTube Shorts, easy. YouTube Data API. We already used like the YouTube API. We don't use it for uploading, but we do use it for my content creation assistant. Library, Google API, Python client, metadata. You can set title, description tags, privacy status. Scheduling, the API supports publish at field. You can upload the video now and tell YouTube to release it later. Fair, like that. Limit. Unverified apps have a quota of 6 videos per day. Perfect for, I think I can manage 6 videos per day. But I can also get the app verified, so that's not a big deal. I have gotten stuff verified at Google before. All right, X, the medium one. Twitter API v2, library Tweepy. Process init. Tell X you have a big file, okay? Append, upload chunks, finalize, processing, scheduling. The free basic API does not support native scheduling solution. Your Python worker holds the files and uploads it at the exact, uploads exactly when the schedule triggers. Okay. Let's see. I have to see what happens if I don't have the free basic API. What if I have a paid API? What's that like? Facebook Reels, the medium one API, Facebook Graph API. You need a page access token with page show list and page manage post. Process upload the video, get the media ID, publish as a reel. And TikTok is the hard one. The official API often requires an audit for your app to post publicly. Without the audit, videos might be locked to private or friends only by default. The hacker workaround. Since you're building this app for yourself and have experience with Python, Node, you might skip the official API and use Playwright or Selenium. I'm not going to do that. Concept, the script launches a headless browser, logs into TikTok and uploads the file via the web interface. It's brutal, but I am not going to do that. I'll be honest with you right now. I am not going to write a Selenium script to log into to TikTok. I'd rather just go without TikTok, right? Now, the quick build plan, since you like vibe coding, Cursor, Lovable, here's how to prompt your way to the prototype. Create step 1, Supabase, create table post with columns, video URL, title, all that stuff. Create a storage bucket, Flutter UI, create a Flutter desktop app with a file dropper area. When I drop the video, show a form for all these fields. Got that. All right, and then that's a script. That's a pretty basic script, right? Table, fetch jobs due to publishing. Fair. That's pretty fair. Looks pretty doable. I think we have our Christmas time project. Merry Christmas to me. All right, so I'll put that on the back burner for maybe we'll get to it in like 2 weeks. Hopefully, if everything goes well with our Stream Deck plugin. But if not, the night is young. The night is young. All right. All righty. Let's get down to the chat, and then we will get to work. We'll go back to full screen. Let's go to boom. All right, we got my guy BHG Explorations, aka Mr. Junior Largy himself in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up, family? What's good, Junior? How are you doing tonight? Shout out to my guy Junior. All right, we're going to jump into work, but as I share my screen, I'm gonna show you a little cool thing that I added to the coaching portal app, the self-coaching portal app, that it is helping me with my fast. Because I was supposed to be fasting the past few weeks, but I didn't. But I'm back on track this week. And as we get into it, I'll just show you right now. See this little widget right here that's floating around? That's from the app. So I added this little thingy right here so that I can have a visual of knowing how much time that I have left and how long I've been going fasting, right? So always thinking of, because if you've ever seen like the little picture-in-picture windows, I said the little picture-in-picture video windows, like, can I do that for a part of my app? And I was like, absolutely. So it threw that in there, and now I'm able to see my fast, and I added some notifications as well. So the coaching portal it is open for invites, and I'm getting it. We're actually in the process of my tech barbarians are testing it actively now. So it should be opening up very, very soon. And part of my goal is to make it available to all of my Patreon members, all of my tech barbarians. All right. But with that being said, let's get the show on the road, because you guys know that Junior has to head out in about less than 30 minutes. All right. So we have to make sure that we say we wish him goodbye. All right. So let's jump into it.
It's time to do.
All right, so let's go ahead and open up Android Studio. And I will show you what happened to me. So this is why I say these apps are not loyal.
Bruh.
How dare you?
So, like I was saying earlier, I was trying to take a screenshot for a video that I was releasing, for a clip that I was releasing. I was trying to take a screenshot of the app, and it would not start up. So so I'm going to show you exactly what happened, right? So if we go to, let's start up the Pixel 8, right? And I'll even show you in, so while the Pixel 8 is starting, right, I'm gonna also open it up in a iOS simulator. And it wouldn't start for me. It was telling me I had some Cocoa Pods issue. I'm like, what in the? All right. So if I try to start it up in iOS 16, all right. Let me show you what happens. I was heartbroken because this thing was working just peachy. And then all of a sudden we started to add some tests, and it told me
Do not come.
and that hurt my feelings, right? So you see, it says CocoaPod spec repository is too out of date to satisfy definition. I'm like, what do you mean by that? Gee golly! And then when I tried it on the Pixel 8, it also told me to stay away. So now we have to figure out how to fix that. And what it's gonna do here, it's just gonna get stuck on the loading page. And I'm like, I don't understand what happened. So we have to fix that. All right. Let's start off with fixing the Android one. Let me close this up. Let's put this down over here. And all right, so we're gonna say, where's my kilo code? Let's go to, oops. Come on out. All right, there we go. So I'm going to say, let's move this over here. Let's move this over here. And I'm going to say, when I try to start the application in my Android simulator, it is getting stuck at the logo of the app and doesn't actually get into the app. And I am going to say, I'm going to copy some of these logs, I guess. Just copy everything. Let's say here are some of the logs that I'm seeing. Let's go like that. And let's see what we can do about that. Because I don't know what exactly happened. It was all good, just a prompt ago. And now, Something's gotta be in here that's messed up. Let me see. Maybe it's something in here. Total cost? Maybe it's this. Where is this total cost? Total cost isn't defined in the timer session. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see. So, analyze Android manifest.xml and timer service, add logging to main Dart to identify where initialization hangs, verify permission phone request is the blocker, fix initialization flow if confirmed. So it's adding logging statements to the main.dart file to trace the initialization process and identify exactly where the application is hanging. Okay, fair. Ask user to run the app and provide new logs. Verify if phone request is the blocker. All right, so I guess it's on us now to run the logs or to run the app again. Let me stop it. Wait for its request. But you're always fixing something at some point. All right, let's go to run the app again. The problem, though, let's see. I don't see anything that would. All right, let's copy these logs. Oh, wait a sec. I see some stuff over here. Duration is okay. I think I see what the problem is. It is what I thought. It's in here. Something changed in here that's causing that. So I'm pretty sure I know what the cause is. Here are the logs. I think the issue is in timer service. I think the issue is in timer service about those types not being able to be found, so it can't compile. And being that it can't compile is not going to be able to. Let's see. It's not going to be able to start if you can't compile. So we should get that working very shortly then. That's one thing I can't stand about Kilo is like the scrolling is always gets messed up somehow. Okay. Verify the user to verify. So ask user to verify the fix. All right, so let's stop that and start again. Let's see if that works. I think that should work though, because there shouldn't be any more error. Ooh, there's still an error though. The total cost is still causing an error. Yeah, it's still getting stuck. Let's see. Any other errors in here? It's still saying the same thing. It's still getting stuck. I see the same duration error. Also in navigation, wait, is that navigation flow test? No, session summary. Yeah, session summary screen. Also in session summary screen. The total cost. This line. has this error. And we can get rid of that. And we go to here. All right, so now fixing that error. Let's see if we can get this working. I've addressed the remaining issues, preventing the app from starting, Hivebox corruption, compilation. All right, so let's go ahead and stop that again and start it again. We back, baby. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Back in business. Back in business. All right. The other thing that we need to figure out is why is our iOS isn't starting. Maybe it's the same. Maybe that fixed it. Let's see. Let's go here. Try to kick off our iOS. Let's see if it gets stuck again. If so, we have to fix our CocoaPods. All right. It's an interesting name. So I tried to do this yesterday, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna waste my time on this. Let's go and do here. So I tried. You see, I tried to do the pod repo updates. Nothing happened. So what I'm going to do, we're gonna start a new task, and I'm going to say when I try to start the app on the iOS simulator, I'm getting this error now. Getting this error. So the reason that I'm using different tasks like quickly is because I don't want to keep the context over and over, like a long context, because fixing it on iOS was totally different than fixing it on Android. So we want to keep it separate. So I'm getting better at separating my tasks, my tasks and my prompts, not to be in like one long thing. All right. And once we get this working, then we can go into cleaning up our feature that we started working on it last week, but we want to make sure that the Pomodoro timer is working to our pleasure, you know. So let's see if we can see what the cause of this is. I think the reason that the app broke was when we were trying to resolve all the merge conflicts, something probably didn't get resolved correctly. Because on this branch, this was working prior, but now that we merged a bunch of stuff in, it's possible that we had some issues. The plugin version mismatch. Flutter plugin has been updated. The Flutter plugin has been updated to version 6, likely via pub upgrade, which requires iOS Google Mobile Ads to be version 12.2. Lock dependency. Your iOS pod lock currently pins to 11, causing a conflict. Outdated specs. The error also indicates that your local CocoaPods repository is too old to find the new SDK. Outdated specs. Okay. Proposed fix. I need to update the iOS dependencies to resolve this conflict. I will run the following commands in the iOS directory. Pods repo update. I thought I did that. Oh, maybe. Okay, I know why. So, why pod though? let me try to do it myself. So let's say we go to cd iOS, and then we do pod repo update. So maybe so all right. So note to self, the pod repo update has to be ran in the iOS directory. Just don't quote me on that yet until I see it work. I'm just reading what they told us. Did it work? It doesn't. I don't know if it works. All right, so I'm gonna try to run it again to see what happens. Cause I'm not sure if the CocoaPods actually updated or not. No, it did not update. Although I am in the directory to fetch the latest. All right, so let me see if I go to pub spec YAML, and the version should be 12.2 for the Google Ads, which reminds me, I have to add the Google Ads in a few more places. If it's supposed to fetch the latest versions. Plugin version mismatch. Lock dependency. Outdated specs. This error also indicates your CocoaPods repository is too old to find the new SDK version. I need to update the iOS. What if I do this one? What if I do that? Just out of curiosity. Updating local specs repository. Okay, so that one did something. CocoaPods did not send the base configuration of your project because the project already has a custom config. Let's see. Let me try to run that again. Let's see if that makes any difference. Because it was able to do the individual update for the Google SDK, but what about the CocoaPods repository? Well, it's taking longer, so that's a good sign. All right, running Xcode build, so that's good. That's better. All right, looking promising. Because before it was failing right away. So this is a good sign. Taking its sweet precious time too. But we don't have any errors in the code anymore, so that's good. All right, build is done. Build is done. There we go. We are back in business. All right, let's just throw in a 450, 1, 2, 3. Get started. We're good. We're good. All right, perfect. So now, while we are here, we will, you know what? Let's do this as well. Allow history reports. Settings. Let's do all right, let's do, can we put the ads at the bottom of each page as well? That would be history reports templates. That would be history report templates focus timer. Because we gotta get our ad revenue, you know, and then we'll say if someone gets a paid plan, then they would get no ads as well as additional features and benefits. But for now, free app, you get ads. You get ads. So I should have created a new. Let me stop. Let me cancel that. I am going to terminate and I'm going to do I have what I wrote there? I'm going to copy that. Copy. And I'm going to go to terminate. I'm going to say here. Let's put a few more ads on the application.
Lunch break.
And I'm going to let it do its thing. And we will go to break. Maybe I didn't put it correctly. Maybe I did. We'll go to break, and then once we get back, we'll take care of that because that should be really, really quick. It's really just a copy and paste job into a few other places, and then we'll get back to it's already doing it, right? It's already doing it. So once we get back, we'll take a look at it, and then we'll get to building out some more of these features. Okay, so we are at break. Let me see if we have anything in the chat real quick, and then we will get to it. Oh, we got a good amount of chats. So we have BHG Explorations has dropped a video on this channel today, getting some work done. That's what I'm talking about. I am so proud of my people, of my friends, of my barbarians, working every single day, no days off. Let me see. I know it's about time for Junior to head out. So let me see if he's still here. Okay, cool. Let me see. We got the beloved brother Rod Brown in the building. Shout out to my guy Rod Brown. Let me see. Robert says, "What's good, Junior? Just saw your video and that beach is dope." Are you guys holding out on me? Okay, let me go check this out real quick. What are you guys talking? Let me see YouTube, and we're looking for at BHG Explorations. So we got going on over here. That was scary. Riviera Beach sunrise. Let's go. You know what? I'm gonna use my app real quick. I'm gonna use my plugin real quick to look at this video. All right, give me a quick second here as we take a quick look at this video. Let's go here. Fetch title. Boom. Look at use. I bet you wish you had an app like this. Let's take a quick look.
All right, guys, welcome to Riviera Beach. So today we decided to catch the sunrise at Riviera Beach, and it was quite a sight to see. Got to see a nice cruise ship coming in. I thought it was coming straight into the land, but clearly there's some place for it to go. But I will show you guys my experience here for the sunrise at Riviera Beach as we continue to explore. Let's go.
You guys go and check out. It was Riviera Beach. I had a feeling because I don't know any other Riviera Beach, but that's in like West Palm. That's in West Palm. There is. I've heard that there is a hood to Riviera Beach as well. If you ever watched Gangland, I think it was called, they had an episode on but this is back in the 90s about some crazy stuff that happened in Riviera Beach. Mall. Something. I think it was Riviera Beach. But Junior is in my neck of the woods. What? Are you serious? What's good? All right. Robin says, "What camera were you using to film? Looks cinematic." And the beloved brother Rod Brown says, "I'm installing the updated plugin version tonight, but I think I found another bug. We'll test to see if that bug fixes on the update." Let me know. Let me know what you might have found. And we'll get it fixed up. But the sizing thing is fixed, and you should be able to use all types of YouTube URLs. You should be able to use share URLs. You should be able to use live stream URLs. You should be able to use short URLs, and you should be able to use the regular URLs as well. I didn't implement a thing for the timestamp, but if we really need that, then I can add that as well. And it's iPhone 14 on cinematic mode. I heard iPhones do pretty good jobs at video. Let me see. It says that's what I use for all my videos. I definitely look for it definitely looks good. So there's really no excuse to make content as far as the camera goes. Yep, that's true. That's true. I don't have an iPhone though. Rod Brown says, right, I was using my iPhone, but now I made some upgrades. Hopefully it helps with future videos and projects. What? Beloved brother Rod Brown, when will we see these upgrades? When are we going to see these upgrades? Are we going to see them tomorrow? The people want to know. The people want to know. When are we seeing these upgrades come through? Let me see. Junior says, there's definitely a hood. My aunt lives in a gated community. And Junior says, y'all enjoy the rest of the show. Bible study time. Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. You have an amazing, amazing night, Junior. Thank you so much for sharing that video as well. Great job as always. I'm going to watch the whole thing after the show. You have a great and wonderful night. All right. So first topic of tonight for our breaks. Well, go put this up here. AI explosion. AI explosion. The jobs that we rejected are now balling. Right? Let's jump in. Let's jump into this video real quick. So, you guys have always heard, oh, we're not going to do these jobs. Americans aren't going to do these jobs. And now, from what I'm seeing, these jobs, due to AI and the data centers and the energy and all that stuff, they are in high demand. Let's find out what jobs we're talking about here.
Well, guess what? America's newest boom towns aren't mines anymore. They're data centers. A massive artificial intelligence build-out is fueling a construction gold rush across the country, with tech titans pouring billions of dollars into AI infrastructure. These big projects are putting skilled workers in high demand. Now, electricians, welders, and foremen say they're seeing 30% pay raises, with many now making well over $200,000 per year. And I saw one of them quoted in the Wall Street Journal saying, "I pinch."
They said, oh, we don't need these jobs. We don't need these jobs. And now these jobs, 30% raises. You wanted to go to school for criminal justice and all this other stuff. And then I kid you not. There have been so many people who went to school for all these feel-good degrees, and then they can't use them. So now they get these barista jobs and they're complaining, saying we need a livable wage. Well, just maybe, you should have got a livable degree.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. I apologize. With all due respect, maybe you should have got a degree, a livable degree.
How dare you?
I did say with all due respect, though. All right.
Pinch myself going to work every day. Brian, what do you make of this?
Well, I love when people can get high-paying jobs in fields that help them build a trade and build a skill. So I love this stuff. I know we're going to have the debate about the bubbliness of this whole thing and how sustainable it is, and I'm good with that debate. I do think, though, if you look back through history, you get a lot of moments like this in American history. The latest one I was reading about was the oil boom in Pennsylvania in the late 19th century, and how many guys lost their shirt, but how many guys also built great wealth and great companies. But it was messy. You know, lots of people failed, lots succeeded. It does strike me that the guys doing this work, like, think about if you're somebody who's trying to build up a business in these fields. How awesome is this time to be doing that? If you're a young guy, just got your certification, maybe you're working with a firm, it's a great opportunity. So for these folks, make hay while the sun shines, and the sun is shining right now.
Right. And
I will say this. Construction jobs, electrical jobs, plumbing jobs, they never go out of style. My uncle, He's 70 something years old and retired, all that. But just for the passion and the love of building stuff, he still does like home improvement stuff, like handyman stuff, like redoing bathrooms, flooring, kitchens, and all that type of stuff, because you can't automate that away. Him, his friends, like, they've been doing this for their entire life, and it's still needed. They do electrical, they do some plumbing, they redid my bathroom, they're about to do my parents' kitchen. And now, on a much bigger scale, we need construction, we need electricians, there's gonna have to be plumbing, there's gonna have to be networking in there, like wiring and stuff like that, because electricians don't necessarily do the wiring for the networks as well.
I know there's lots of ads for people who can help format content providers' information so that it will be noticed by AI and used. That's a new category of folks who are getting jobs. What do you make?
Rod Brown was talking about this in one of our Vibe Coding Chills about the SEO, GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, where your content is picked up by the large language models. So back in the days, it was SEO, having your title tag and your description and your keywords, and then making sure you have your H1s and your H2s and your bows around certain words and stuff. And that's a thing of the past now. That is a thing of the past. Now we're all about generative engine optimization to get picked up by the large language models. We, the tech barbarians, and the beloved brother Rod Brown, he doesn't have a, Rod Brown, you need a name for your audience. But we are ahead of the game, ahead of the market. I'm telling you, 6 months ago, Rod Brown asked me, what do you think about falling in love with a large language model? That's what he asked me. Right? My response, of course, was, well, it depends how that large language model looks. But that was a joke. But we are ahead of the game. All right? Because before people started using AI as their therapist, as their father, as their mother, as their long lost friend, as a brother that they never had, we were having this discussion, and look at where we're at now.
Well, that sounds something a little more white collar, and there obviously will be white collar jobs.
White collar is the
tied to
blue
AI,
collar,
right?
in my opinion.
But as far as the blue collar part, people, as you say, are doing welding or construction, HVAC, carpenters, what have you. This is fantastic because college is not for everyone, and especially these days with the tremendous expense, the college debt. You get your degree in sociology and you have no marketable skills. And
That's right.
You try to pay that off with very little income. Talk about affordability. This is a great opportunity for people to learn a skill that they can use. People are making, as you say, well into 6 digits doing this sort of thing. And one of the advantages of this kind of work, if you're a welder or an HVAC person or whatever, when you go home, you're done. People who are white collar people usually go home and there's an email from the boss. You got to bring
Amen
homework.
to that.
When you're a welder, you don't bring your welding stuff and your torch.
That is so true. That is so true. I've told you guys a story about when we were when I was at like a few companies ago, fighting with a lawsuit, and the CTO called me at 2:00 in the morning with his lawyer on the phone to ask me a question. Right, to ask me a question about what we were working on. So. Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, with the blue collar, you kind of turn it off, but there are like, depending on the business you do, let's say you're a plumber, you can have emergency hours. Let's say you're an electrician, you can have emergency hours, whatever the case may be, you might have emergency hours, but it is a little bit more turning it off, depending on what you do, right? Because if you're working for a company, then you're done for the day. Like if you were construction and like, the construction time is up, then you go home and you chill, you know?
Which is with you back home. You leave that at work, and when you go home and you have your off time, it's real off time. I think that's a huge advantage.
I like that a lot. Let's go to this. A bidding war now underway.
I also don't believe in off time though. when you go home, you might be off from the actual job, but you should never turn off your brain, turn off your mind. You should always be planning for, okay, what can I do for myself? The things that I'm learning, like what you learn on the job, whatever type of job it is, whether it is a welder, whether it is an electrician, whether it is a plumber, whether it is like whatever it is, right? You should look at for, okay, what can I do so that if something was to happen to me in this particular job, I can still use this for the future for myself, right? So, well, maybe we have the big dog welding machine at work, but I know people who needs a little bit of welding done. Let me get a baby welding machine. You know, maybe a baby torch, whatever welders use. I'm gonna go back to my uncle. He has tools galore for every situation. The cutting machines, the super duty drills. Another one that's popular, right? ACs, especially down here in South Florida. Heating, HVAC. Down here in South Florida, AC is a big thing. We don't really need heat that much, but guess what? In other parts of the country, heating is a big thing. Heating is a big thing. So and you can't replace those jobs. Those jobs do not get replaced.
For Warner Brothers Discovery. Charlie Gasparino has been following all of this. What's the latest you're hearing, Charlie?
Well, there's a three-way bidding war going on.
That seems to be it for the jobs through AI. Welders, electricians, plumbers, HVAC, and HVAC. Here's another thing about HVAC. Data centers need to be freezing cold. That's probably a big chunk of the costs, right? I remember when I was working for a web hosting company and you would go into the server room because the servers are on site. You'd go into the server room. It was freezing in there because the servers cannot run hot. It's bad if they run hot. So you have to keep the AC running. And now the little web hosting company that I worked for, these data centers are like 100 times the size. The jobs that we rejected, and now you have other people coming in and they're doing these jobs that were meant for you, but we wanted to go to get a degree that we have no use for, and we paid $200,000 to get a $30,000 social worker job. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, that's the story. That is the story. Check the chat real quick, and then we will get back to our second segment of work. Rod Brown just broke my heart.
How dare you?
Rod Brown said that the new upgrades are going to be available January of 2026. We're not even double digits of December yet. We're not even double digits of December. What am I gonna do for 3 weeks? What am I gonna do? January 2026. I can't wait. I cannot wait that long. Let me see. Rob Brown says, name for my audience, maybe beloved family, beloved crew. I don't know. We'll float the idea to the crew, to the channel, see what they like, Yeah, we'll think about it. We'll think about that. But we need a name. We need a name for your viewers. You know how Anton has the bag chasers, they have the tech barbarians. We need something for your family. Rod Brown. We got my guy Magnetar in the building. Hits me with the Sith. Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Shout out to my guy Magnetar. Magnetar, what are you doing this weekend? Because we were talking about the Gemini for like as a math tutor, and you were messaging me about it. So I wanted to see if you wanted to come up on Saturday's Vibe Coding Show and share your experience with with Gemini for math compared to the math GPT that you're using prior. So let me know. Send me a message. Let me know if you're available, and we can make that happen. By the way, this Saturday's Vibe Code and Chill is going to be happening a little bit later because I have a jiu-jitsu ceremony to attend in the morning. So probably going to be around 4:30 Eastern time, 4 to 4:30 Eastern time, minus 3 hours for mandatory should be about 1:30 Pacific time. Let me know if so. Just I'm gonna post it this week, but you guys just letting you guys know. Let you guys know. Magnus says depends on what time I have an appointment. So anytime between it's gonna be happening around 4:30, which would be 1:30 your time, and we go for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So anytime in between that you're available, if you're available. If not, we'll just push it out to our next one. So no biggie. But if you are available, that'd be really, really cool to do a test drive on. All right. All right. Let's jump into another segment of work for tonight. Let's see. Oh, Friday I'll be meeting with the guy for the. Okay, sweet. So, we will do the ledger then. I don't know if we're going to do one in 2 weeks, but maybe we'll do it. Let's plan for January. We're going to do the ledger. Basically what the ledger wallet is how to, Magnatory is planning to show us how to move your crypto from your online platform to your digital ledger wallet. So, we'll probably do that in January, because it's probably be like, crazy around Christmas time. So cool. Perfect. I am happy to hear that. Alrighty, we're going to jump into another working segment. We're going to be looking if our ads made it through.
Let's go!
I got my fasting timer running. I've been actively fasting for 46 hours. Let's go. Let's get it. All right. Let's go to, all right. So I have successfully added the banner ads to the bottom of the history reports, templates, and focus timer screen. Extracted my banner widgets. I extracted the my banner widgets from here and its own file to make it reusable. Sweet. And now it is all over. All right. So let's go ahead and stop it. Let's run it again. And now we should be able to see our ads in a few different locations. What? All right, so we got an error. That's a pity. Let's go. At least it's not much. All right, so let's go. I got this error when trying to start the app. That should be a quick fix, though. Isn't defined. It probably wasn't imported, I'm guessing. Yep, that's what I thought. Fix import issue in libmain.dart. That's what I figured it was going to be. So now, after that's fixed, and now we navigate through, as we navigate through the app, we should be able to see the ads in a few different locations. All right, that's almost done. And then we will get to testing out the Pomodoro timer. And we have some integration tests to do. So I think all of our tests are actually running. Ew, what just happened here? Could not open. All right, there we go. That was weird. Never seen that before. It's making the necessary changes. I think it should have been a little bit faster than that, but it's all good. Let's see. Let's see here. All right, so should be fixed. Let's kick off the app again. I think it's gonna start now. Normally, if it's not gonna start, it'll give you an error a lot earlier in the process. And I'm also gonna start on the. Yep, it started. I'm also gonna start in the start in the pixel as well. So if we look here, we have this here. We have this here. We go to history. Why isn't it there? Why isn't it there? Okay, there goes it here. Template. There we go. Focus timer. There we go. Go back to history. I didn't get anything in history. I wonder why I don't, maybe because we don't have any history? Let me see. Let's say we were to go to test, and then we go to that, and we say, do I not have, wait a second here. Did this thing, oh, this thing broke again. This thing is always breaking. We need, oh, you know what? We should add some tests around that. But for the time being, save to history. I thought we fixed this thing before. This is so weird. All right. We'll fix it. Let's fix it for good now. Here we have this. There we go. There we go. There we go. I don't see it on his. Did I ask it for history? Let me make sure. It is on the history screen. Let's say. So if I clear this, and now this works, but if I reset the calculator, oh shoot. I don't have, how could I get it back? Because I've seen that issue before, and it's quite frustrating. But okay, there goes the, so it's like if the history is blank, there's not gonna be an add, but that's fine, whatever. I don't care. But I do want to fix this. Let's say on the history tab, after an entry has been made, let me move this over here so I can prompt it well. Let me, hold on. Let's go over here. Let's go here. Good enough. Good enough. All right, there we go. So let's say the hours is not rounding to the, is not rounding properly. It is showing 4.066666 instead of 4.07. And pushing the word hours to the next line. In front of the cost, it should say cost, or it should say should say money spent with the cost, or with the cost if it is negative, or money made with the cost if it is positive. The time format of the entry should follow month, day, year, hour, minute. Let's go hour, minute, hour, minute. We don't need seconds. And then AM/PM and the user's time zone. Let's get that fixed up. Let's fix that up, and then we can get into our focus timer. Actually, no, before we even fix that, we have to fix the increment thing, because that issue always comes back for some reason. I'm also going to ask it to find out, do we have a test for this? Because if we don't have a widget test for this, then that's going to continue to haunt us going forward. Let's see. All right, it's making the changes for the history screen. So fix rounding of hours in history screen, update cost display in history screen to show money spent or money made. We can also say, I'll do this after though, but we can say if it's money spent, show red. If it's money made, show green. Yeah, let's do that real quick. I'm gonna start typing it in. If it is money made, can we show the amount in red? And if it is, if it's money spent, if it's money made, and if it's money made, can we show it in green? Rounding, okay, cost display, and date format. Let's do this last one. Let's do that one, and then we should be able to get to the next portion. But you see how Kilo Code, for example, where I'm just using my Gemini API key to be able to do all this work. I'm using Gemini 3 Pro to be able to do all this work. And I shared this on Talk That Tech yesterday in the chat. It would have cost me less than this, right? But after I went prompt crazy on Friday, the actual price to create the C++ OBS plugin was about $100. And I did a Google search. If I was to hire a software developer to build it for me, we're looking at that like a few $1,000s at minimum. And it wouldn't have been as fast as we did it, right? And it might not have been as perfect as I see it to be perfect. So let's go to iPhone. Let's go here. Start a backup on iPhone. And what I'm also going to tell it too, that if we see this issue again with the, let's see, oh, it still has it. I need to find a way to clear this out, but okay, so see how this is like this? We need So this is nice. I like that. 12/9/2025, 850. Yep. But I need the money spent. I need it to be like aligned properly. So can we align the hours spent and money spent properly on the history page? Now the money spent is on the same line as hours, but we could do something like, let's say, total hours, and then total hours, and then money spent or made, and amount. Also, we can have money spent or money made in black, and only the amount based on negative or positive be green or red. All right, there we go. Little minor thing that I'm just being a little bit nitpicky, right? But just a little nitpicky, but I do want that part to be taken into consideration. Let me see. Why did that happen? Test. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's all related to the timer server, so I'm not surprised. We've seen a bunch of issues around timer server, so but it was working last time we used it though. That's kind of weird. I wonder if it happens on Android. Focus timer, start. Oh, it's working here. That's weird. Start, pause. So we have our pause, our stop. It doesn't have that start again like it used to have before. Pause. Oh no, it does. So start shows up again. I thought we fixed that last time. All right, well we'll take a look at that. Or maybe we stopped at that point last time. All right, so let's go back to Kilo. All right, layout. I separated the hours, minutes, and the costs into two separate lines using a column. These ensure that the hours and costs are clearly distinguished and not crowded on the same line. Styling update, money spent. All right, let's go to, let's stop it and start it again. Let's see how that's gonna look. Tell you, like, there are a lot of apps that take a whole entire team to work on them, to build them together based on the size, you know. So by us being able to do like this, you know, pretty cool, pretty basic app, and you know, have it go into the app store and stuff like that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Next up, let's leave that as it is for now, and we will jump over into, I'm gonna start over as well on the Pixel 8 to see if we are getting that same, you know how they say keep the same energy. Let's see if we're getting that same energy on the Pixel 8, like when we go to the timer. So let's go over to here. And if we go to the focus timer and we do start, now it's working here. So if we go to this focus timer and we do start. All right, so it's not working on iOS, which is weird. Normally that doesn't happen. Let's go here. Okay, so let's copy this then. That is very weird. I have rarely seen that before, where on the so let's start a new task. On the on one device it gives you an error, but on the other device it does not. So let's say when I am trying to start the Pomodoro timer on the iOS simulator, I am getting this error here. It causes the timer not to start. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's see why that's happening. I don't know why it doesn't happen on the Android though. That's pretty. I mean, let me take a look at the logs a little bit more. Flutter start. No implementation found for method to initialize the chat.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
But why does it work on Windows? I mean, on Android though. All right, we're gonna let it work, and that is the beauty of having an AI agent, being an AI agent engineer, is that we're gonna let it work, and we're gonna go to break. So while we are on our smoke break, our lunch break, it's gonna continue to work, and there is no arguing, no back talk, no emotions, no feelings, none of that stuff. All right, so let's go to break. Let me see if we have anything. We do not. All right, cool. So let's go to our second break time topic. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang says focus on these type of jobs. All right. Let me see. I didn't pull this up. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let's go to, let me see if I can find it. Let's go to here. Do I have the full article? I do. All right, cool. So, let's go to here, and that is the NVIDIA CEO. By the way, did you watch the Joe Rogan Experience with NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang? But he says that people need to find success in traditional factory jobs again. Remember back in the days, which I don't think I was alive for that, but back in the days, working at the factory was the thing, right? And then all the jobs got shipped overseas to other countries for many different reasons. I would say one of the reasons were possibly minimum wage laws, and making it more expensive for companies to compete. And then regulation. Oh my God, regulations that probably killed our manufacturing industry as well. Putting all this red tape, all these loopholes, and now these other countries are like, well, we'll do it for you for this much money, and it becomes so much cheaper. But so many people lost their jobs. Their towns got ruined. They got addicted to all sorts of drugs and stuff like that because we let go of all sorts of jobs in the U.S. Construction jobs. Well, not really construction, but manufacturing jobs and coal and all that type of stuff that was the lifeblood of many, like the auto industry, the lifeblood of many cities. We just said, you're out of here, right? But just traditional factory jobs, again, every successful person doesn't need to have a PhD. And I will even question this, right? How many people with PhDs are actually successful? I knew countless people who had master's degrees who couldn't find a job for the life of them. So I will say that it is not the degree that makes you successful. It is the value that you bring that will make you successful. Don't let a title make you broke. There you go. Message for tonight. Don't let a title make you go broke. Don't end up like little Jimmy's dad in The College Dropout saying, my degrees are going to keep me warm. Let's not let that happen, okay? So this is written by Emma Burley on December 8th, all right? Let's see. So the co-founder of the 4.53 trillion AI chip giant says Americans should return to factory work for their own prosperity and the country's. Howard Lutnick claims technician roles can start at $90,000 per year. Yes, no college degree required. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of reasons for college degrees as well, but I think you can also do both and get them in meaningful areas, you know? So it says the US is on an AI tier racing against other nations like China to develop the most cutting edge technology. It's a shift that has many white collar workers hand-wringing over their jobs being automated, but NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang is adamant that people returning to factory work is key for success. And I'll tell you, in the factory, you'll be working right alongside with these robots. You have the robotic arms that Tesla uses. You have the humanoid robots that are being introduced. All right. It says, we want to reindustrialize the United States. We need to get back into manufacturing, Huang said recently on Joe Rogan Experience podcast. Every successful person doesn't need to have a PhD. Every successful person doesn't have to have gone to Stanford or MIT. And I'll say most people don't go to Stanford, MIT, or Harvard, or Yale, or Columbia University, right? Huang believes the more Americans need to take on manufacturing gigs, not just to pivot to where the work will be in the age of AI, but also because the entire industry could be at risk. If you think the industry is at risk, it's been gone a long time. It's been gone a long time. And like I was saying before, regulations, the minimum wage laws, the quote unquote lovable wage. Everyone must get paid a lovable wage. That killed our manufacturing industry, right? It says, as much as the thought of U.S. citizens heading back into factories may seem like a backtrack, he said it impacts a nation's ability to remain prosperous and build AI companies like his. Why do you think if you were to go back into manufacturing jobs, that would be a backtrack? Why would that be a backtrack? Is getting paid $90,000 a year a backtrack? Is the ability to control these robots, to control whatever the industry is? There's new technology that wasn't available back 20, 30, 40 years ago. Is that a backtrack? See, this is the part, and this is why people they hold their nose up high to these jobs. No. There is so much technology nowadays. The Amazon drivers, they're driving what do they call them? The Rivian Amazon trucks, the ones that look like straight out of cars, right? So much technology in those. If the United States doesn't grow, we will have no prosperity, Huang continued. We can't invest in anything domestically or otherwise. We can't fix any of our problems. That's a fact. If we don't have energy growth, we can't have industrial growth. If we don't have industrial growth, we can't have job growth. It's as simple as that. Huang continues, if not for Trump's pro-growth energy policy, we wouldn't be able to build factories for AI, not be able to build chip factories. We surely won't be able to build supercomputer factories. None of that stuff would be possible without all of that. Construction jobs would be challenged, electrician jobs, all of these jobs that are now flourishing would be challenged. That's what we read that's what we saw in the first segment, in the first break, about how due to the AI explosion, due to data centers, there's a need for welders, there's a need for electricians, plumbers, HVAC is going to be huge, like I was saying earlier, right? Lutnick's integral manufacturing push amid talent shortage. As the co-founder and leader of the world's most valuable company, Huang has a peek under the hood of America's changing workforce dynamic. The CEO of the $4.53 trillion chip giant has a direct line to the U.S. President Donald Trump and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, who are determined to bring U.S. manufacturing back to its glory days. The Trump administration is pressing for American self-reliance while curbing immigration. And why, like, here's a question. Regardless of how you feel about the administration, why are we as a country so against self-reliance? I do not want to depend on any other country for our survival. Can we do business with them? Absolutely. Should we rely on them? Should another country hold us by the you-know-what in their hands? Absolutely not. I refuse to say,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Nope. I do not want to say that. I do not want to meet Nate ever. Okay? So he even framed it as a step into the future, not a stumble back into the past. For example, London claimed that technician jobs are promising gigs with a low barrier to entry that can pay anywhere between $70,000 and $90,000 at the onset. No college degrees required. And a lot of these jobs, they have apprenticeship. One of my best friends started in the electrical union down here in South Florida, and that was maybe 30 years ago, about 30 years ago, right? And he's always been employed as an electrician, and they paid for his education, and he had to have like a commitment to the union for a certain amount of time, but he has to go to class like maybe twice a week or something like that. 5-year program, but they basically saved his life. They saved his life, right? Because it's time to train people not to do the jobs of the past, but to do great jobs of the future, Lutnick told CNBC earlier this year. This is the new model where you work in these plants for the rest of your life and your kids work here and your grandkids work. Okay, that might be pushing it. I don't know. I don't know about that. I see the, I don't know how I feel about that statement. It's an appealing proposition. Avoid college debt and earn more than the average U.S. worker, all while having stability during an AI job wipeout. Yet, many manufacturing roles have been left unfilled despite the sectors continuing to grow. People don't want to do those jobs, and then they get mad when they bring other people in to do those jobs. So better get to work. Employment in the manufacturing surpassed pre-pandemic levels, standing at about 13 million jobs as of January 2024, according to Deloitte. It was estimated that the need for human workers in manufacturing could stand at around 3.8 million people. But over half of these jobs, around 1.9 million, could remain unfilled if skill gaps aren't addressed and the tune on the job doesn't change. We need to get a union to fill these. I guess we need to get a union to fill these roles and train the people. Let me see. After all, only 14% of Gen Zers said they'd consider industrial work as a career. Yet, are these Gen Zers going to be crying and complaining, moaning about affordability, about housing costs? Because if it pays 70 to 90K, right? Are you going to be complaining about affordability if only 14% of Gen Zers said they'd consider industrial work as a career? Then guess what?
Do not come.
And that's why I, as much as Rod Brown and Magnetar try to give me a warm heart, my heart will be forever cold, because people do not want to do the work. 100% of anybody should consider any type of work that is going to sustain you and take care of you and take care of your life. The Gen Zers and a lot of millennials, Gen X, whatever, because you will have people who will be in their 50s who will say, I'm going to go back to school for something and they're going to go into a lot of debt that they won't be able to pay off, right? But 100% of people, whatever generation that they are, should consider any role as a career that's going to take care of you, because I don't want to take care of you. I don't want my tech dollars to take care of you. I want you to take care of yourself. But only 14% of Gen Zers said they'll consider it. Well,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
there are a few concerns holding them back. They believe the industry doesn't offer work flexibility and conditions are unsafe. Where the hell did work flexibility come from? I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. Maybe I am just old. But what the hell is work flexibility? Get out of here. Wong even believes robots will create new jobs for humans. Wong has hope for the future of jobs, even as robot employees step onto the scene, and it'll give yet another boost to the factory jobs. Some tech leaders like Tesla's CEO Elon Musk are already developing their own fleet of autonomous workers. Musk predicted his company's Optimus humanoid robots will be used internally within Tesla by the end of 2025. And the following year, other companies will have the tech in their hands. It's assumed that these robots will take over the work of employees, leaving humans high and dry. But Wong is optimistic that the tech will create new opportunities, especially for technicians. It's always a new opportunity. I'm super excited about the robots Elon's working on. It's still a few years away. When it happens, there will be a whole new industry for technicians and people who have to manufacture the robots. Facts. Juan explained in the podcast, you're going to have a whole apparel industry for robots. Oh, look at that. Remember back in the days, you used to be able to dress up your, what did they call those little, what were those little digital pets that people had back in the days? I forgot the name of them, but like, or as the kids could dress up their dolls. Now you can dress up your robot. You can dress up your robot, right? So apparel for your robot. You're going to have mechanics for robots. You have people, so you're going to have a whole apparel industry for robots. You're going to have mechanics for robots, and you have people who come to maintain your robots. Yes, we need to get the robot serviced, all right? But that is it. That is it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment. Here's a question. Would you take a manufacturing job role? Would you go and control the robotic arms? Would you go and, work in a plant? Or are you above it? Are you above it? Well, here, if you are above it, do you make more than 70 to 90K per year? I would take any job. I would take any job, any day, anytime, whatever is paying the bag. Let's go. Let's get it. Alrighty then. Let me check the chat. See if there's anything in the chat. And if not, we'll get back to work. Oh, let me see. All right, let's jump into the last segment. Let's jump into our last segment.
It's time to do.
All right, so the error that we were having was I have fixed a missing plugin exception that was preventing the timer from starting on iOS. The error, missing plugin exception, confirmed that the application attempts to use the Flutter background package on iOS. The package is designed specifically for Android foreground services and does not have an implementation for iOS, causing the app to crash. Okay. I've modified the timer service to wrap the Flutter background, calling the platform check. So should it work on iOS when running? The app will skip the Android specific background setup. All right, so let's stop it on. That's interesting. So we had to import a particular plugin for Android, but it's not necessary on iOS. So let's give it another shot. Start it up on iOS again. See if our timer starts. And if our timer does start, now we have to go to a few of the specialized features that we're going to want in iOS. All right, so now if we go to, focus timer, we click start. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Hey. All right, so the next thing that we want to do, if we do pause, we don't want the start button. We only want resume or stop, which I thought we did last time, but maybe not. So let me see what we have over here. We go over here. If I do resume, it picks up where it left off. Cool. Pause. All right, so we're going to start a new task, and I'm going to say in the focus timer, after I click start, or in the focus timer, when the timer is started and a user clicks pause, there is no need to show the start button while the timer is paused. It should only show resume to start the timer again from where it was paused, or stop to end. Well, if I do stop, what happens if I do stop? Stop just resets it, but doesn't complete the session. Or maybe instead of stop, it should be reset. And there's no need to be a stop here either, because it can only be start. So start and there's no session to complete. I do complete session. There's no session to complete. So we should say start. And when you do start, it should give you pause, reset, or complete session. Or where it's paused. It doesn't make sense to say stop if all it does is resets it. We should have the button named reset to reset the timer. Let's say before clicking start, there is no need to have the stop button or complete session, since there is nothing to stop or complete. Basically, when you first get to the timer, it should just be a start button and it should be green. When it is started, or when the timer is running, start, we should have pause in yellow, stop in red, and please come up with a good color for the complete session button. If I click pause, when paused, the resume button should show in green. Cool. So I think that is what we wanted to do. And then, but the start and stop seems to be working as it should. So let's see what happens over here. I think this does the same thing. Oh, that was weird. Restart timer. Oh, that was another issue that we were finding. So every time we click on restart timer, see stop. That was weird. I have to figure out how to trigger that again. And something is also broken over here that we'll find out what that is, and we'll fix that later. But let's get this part working to make this a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit cleaner. And then we'll go into other stuff to see what's going on. Because we have to see what happens if the timer runs out. Because if we do custom enter, oh, okay, so that does make sense. So if we do start, because we didn't put a time in there, so we say we restart and we do restart timer, we go to custom. Let's say we put like 10 minutes in there. They stop, start. Okay, so basically we should not be able to enter this with nothing in there. But let's not focus on the custom. We should also be able to choose different timers. So after this is done, we'll take, I want the ability to have preset session timers that I can say, all right, I don't want to do 25 minutes this time. I want to do, 10, 20, 25, 50. It might be an option. Let's see, focus timer, button logic and colors, verify changes. Let's see here. My mouse. So it's making the changes that we requested. I wonder what color it's going to choose for the complete session. I don't know. So it should almost be done. And then I'm going to, did you add a test for it? That's interesting. Let's see if we click run, what happens? That's pretty cool that it added a test. Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh, all tests pass. Look at that. All tests pass. Let's see. So verify the changes. So I think that was the verify changes part of running the test. So I'm going to stop it on iOS. And we are going to, is it done yet? All right. Oh, still not done? Oh, it's adding a unit test for the timer server. Okay, let's let it add its unit test. I think I can run it though while it's doing that. I think I can run it. Because it's just adding tests for it. Those tests should not affect the actual application. So we should be able to see our changes. All right. Let's go to focus timer. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go to start. Oh, ooh, a blue. I was not expecting a blue. I like it. I like it a lot. So pause. Ooh, resume. Okay. Pause. Resume, reset. Okay, start. Let's say test session. And we go to complete. And I don't know what just happened here. I don't know what just happened here. What just happened to the app? Go home. Try to go back to, what just happened here? That was weird. Let's run that. I have no idea what just happened. we will say what was it trying to run? Why is it trying to run the widget test again? I thought we already ran the widget test and it passed. Okay. After I clicked the complete session button, I was taken to a blank/black screen. I'm not sure what was supposed to happen there. Should we add it to the history when we complete a session? But then it doesn't have the money made for it. Let me see. I want to do ask. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what should be the right things to happen after you say complete session. Where does it, like, what does it do? Where does it send the data? Let's go back to debug mode. I would say maybe if you do complete session, it's going to log it to the history, but then ask you, oh, did you make any money? Or did this cost you anything? Did you make any money off of it? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think we'll implement that. So if you do complete session, you get a pop-up that's going to say, did this cost you anything? Did you make any money off of it? If you say, no, or you, then it just logs it as that. But we are making a lot of progress because we got this part working. We just got to figure out, like, and now we haven't, because I'm not really sure what was supposed to happen after you complete the session. But we can give it an action item, or something that it could actually do. Let's see what it fixes it to, and then so let me go ahead and stop this, and then we will see what it actually does, and then we'll customize it to our liking. And then we'll add the presets. I would want the presets on the, or maybe the preset should only be on the custom, and then inside of the settings you could default what's going to be your typical Pomodoro, or maybe both. Let's see. Let's run that. All right, so I'm gonna run it. So allegedly it's fixed. So let's go here. The root, I fixed the issue where the screen would go black after complete session. The root cause, since the focus timer is part of the main navigation tab and not a separate screen pushed on top, the action was attempting to close the main app screen. Resulting in a blank screen. I removed the navigator. Now when you complete a session, the session data is saved, the timer is reset, the input fields are cleared, a confirmation is saved, you remain on the focus timer and ready to start a new session. I also verified the button logic. All right, okay, so let's say we go over here, start, let's call it test session, and we say stop. Is stop supposed to be here? We should, no, that should say reset. All right, so we'll have to tell it to do that. But let's say we do pause and we say complete session, session logged. Oh, okay. There's a bunch of stuff over here, but the money spent isn't showing anything. Okay, oh, well, there's the money spent here. Total minutes. total hours. So something is not right. Okay. But before we do that, when you wait a second, what is that message just now? Oh, okay, that's fine. Let's go to a couple of let me do that. Let me add this feature first, and then we'll use everything to fix the. All right, so let's do that under code though. When you complete a session, it is logging to the history tab. However, we should have a pop-up that asks the user if they spent any additional if there are any additional costs to the session, and if they made any money from the session, so we can have an accurate logging. So have a pop-up, modal, dialogue, prompt, have an accurate logging in the history. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. So the time, see, but the thing is, it looks like it's like, this looks like a double, this looks like a double, this is accurate, but I don't see the hours reflect. Well, it was only a few seconds, so maybe it won't reflect that properly. But something is logging weird to the history tab, which so we'll have to look into that. So we have the we should also add the category that it's being logged for. We'll add that one after that. After it does that, then we'll say verify session logging with additional data. I kind of like the fact that it's like once you get the initial tests created, then it can start adding its own tests in the future. But it's always a rough time to create. So it's like, if you're building a new project, you should probably have the test start writing and creating in parallel. So
Lunch break.
Maybe in the speech app, we need to start writing our test as well. But the problem with writing the test is we're still manually testing it to be able to write our like integration test. So, and our widget test. So we need to figure that out. Session complete. When you complete a session, the values UX save button. After saving, the sessions are logged. The timer is reset. Input field. We should also prompt the user to enter the category of the activity when completing the session. Let's put that too. All right, so what we'll do, we'll add this part. We'll see that it works. And then next week, we will go into fixing. We'll go into fixing the custom, like to add the presets, to add the timer default to the settings. And then so we'll have presets here where you can just click on instead of doing the default 25 minutes, you can say I do 20 minutes. We'll research what are the most common Pomodoro timers. We'll put that, like those presets, and then in the custom you can type in your duration as well as choose the presets. enter duration in minutes. Well, that makes sense to put them in minutes. So let me see if I do 5. See, if I'm putting it in minutes, I shouldn't be able to. It should just be a numerical value. But we'll figure that out next week. We'll spend some more time in the history tab to make sure, like, because this looks all weird all over the place. See, like test session, Pomodoro. Something doesn't look right. We'll figure that out as well to see why that's happening. But let's do one more stop and start on the iPhone, since I have added the category selection, made changes, session completion dialog, data logging, testing, category drop down, additional cost, text field, money made, text field. Should be a numerical text field, but whatever. We'll double check that later on. Let's get the app started. Let's give it one quick test, and then we're gonna get to our last break segment. All right, let's go to focus timer, start. This needs to say reset, but that's okay. Testing the timer for pop-up, or whatever they're gonna call it, pop-up. And then let's say pause. Let's say complete session. Ooh, look at that. Let's say work, and let's say additional cost. Let's say it's $500. Money made. Can I type in? Oh, okay. So we're gonna need. So like I was saying, this is for a text field, but it should not be able to take in characters and stuff like that. So we will take care of that next time. But let's say you made 1,000. I don't even know if it's gonna translate it properly. So let's say we say save, and now we go to history, and that looks correct. It looks correct. Looks about right. The total hours doesn't seem to be, well, no, it wasn't even a minute yet. So it was just a few seconds. So that, I guess that's right. But we need to, so there's a bunch of stuff we need to clean up though. Testing timer for pop-up. It looks good. It looks great, actually. It looks great, like Tony the Tiger would say, okay? Let's get to the chat, and then we'll get to our last segment. Let's go to here. Okay. Let's see. Where's my mouse? I lost my mouse. There it goes. We got Junior back in the building. Welcome back. Welcome. Where's my, hold on. Where's my, what happened to my, where's my message? What's going on here? I lost my messages. Here you go here. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Let me see. I don't know where I lost my messages. I lost all my messages. Well, they show up here, but give me a second. What's going on? Chat messages. That's weird. But Junior's back. Junior says, y'all still working? Yep, we just finished up the last, I don't know why my message aren't working. We just finished up the last message, and we're going to get to our last break time conversation before we wrap it up for tonight. And this one, Waymo being a habitual line stepper, running school bus stop signs? Allegedly, of course. Allegedly. Let's see what is going on with good old Waymo. All right, let's give it a watch.
The self-driving taxi company Waymo is being investigated by federal safety regulators over a persistent problem.
It involves school buses. Here's senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve.
It's happened again and again in Austin, Texas. Police say it's happened at least 20 times since August. Self-driving Waymos caught on school bus cameras appearing to ignore the buses' flashing red lights and stop signs here as kids are crossing. The senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve. It's happened again and again in Austin, Texas. Police say it's happened at least 20 times since August. Self-driving Waymos caught on school bus cameras appearing to ignore the bus's flashing red lights and stop signs here as kids are crossing. The latest incident last week came after Waymo said it had installed a software update to address the issue.
It's not fixed. That's the short answer. It's not.
Who do you give a ticket to? Who do you give a ticket to if the school bus is not stopping? Like, because that's a pretty there you go. So that's a pretty significant ticket, right? Junior says they never thought about that problem, but I bet they will now. But who do you give a ticket to? Because there's not a driver. Do you give it to like just Waymo? And is it like a who gets the points on their license? Who gets the points on their license?
Not fixed.
This is video of that incident. The Waymo stopping, but only after it passed the front of the school bus. The company says it's working to understand what occurred and improve.
The programming did not recognize what a vehicle is supposed to do around a stopped school bus with students loading and unloading.
In a statement, Waymo's chief safety officer said,
well, to be fair, the software upgrade did kind of work. It did stop, just not early enough. So you see, people will never be happy because it wasn't stopping at all before. Now it did stop just a little too late. So next update, it's going to stop at the right time. Okay.
As while we are incredibly proud of our strong safety record, holding the highest safety standards means recognizing when our behavior should be better. The company says there's been no injuries in these incidents and its vehicles will remain on the roads, but it will file a voluntary safety recall this week as staff continue analyzing our vehicles' performance and making necessary fixes.
So we're getting on the freeway.
Last year, we rode with Waymo's engineers in Phoenix as they were preparing to launch its new freeway service.
So the bar is to make as few mistakes as possible and be safer than a human driver would be.
Waymo just drove around the school bus.
In October, federal regulators began.
Hell yeah, you saw that? It was like, man, you know, forget. And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. Whenever I hate driving in the mornings because of school zones, and now these buses, because you have these little kids, right? They want to sit all the way in the back of the bus, and they'll be slow pacing, slow walking, dragging their feet, just like they're 80 years old. I'm like, get in the damn bus, get in the seat. I got places to be, I got places to go. But they're just like strolling along. So I kind of understand. Waymo's disgust by the stool. Like, why am I waiting 10 hours for this kid to get on the bus? Get on the damn bus.
Began an investigation after video surfaced of a similar school bus incident in Atlanta. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Phoenix.
I feel the car's pain because that's how I be feeling around when because I'll tell you, I will be driving and then like I see the bus is about to stop. I speed up to try to get past the bus so I don't get blocked. So I understand. Waymo car, Waymo autonomous driver. I see you and I hear you, but you gotta follow the laws. God forbid you hit one of these little kids. It's going to be over for you, right? It is going to be over. I remember, Waymo, a couple of years ago, maybe it was last year, but a couple of years ago, you hit a pedestrian. Now, everybody ignores the fact that it was another car who pushed the pedestrian in front of you, and you dragged it like 2 feet, and you got all the blame. Right? But you got to stop for the school buses. As much as I hate doing it, it's the law and we have to follow the law. All right? I'm just saying. Okay.
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
Oh, I didn't even mean to call up. I didn't mean to call up Fonny, but here she was. All right. let's check the chat before we get up and out of here for today. We did a lot of good work, and you know what they say. You know what they say. Hard work is good work. Got a lot done. We got a lot done today. The app is looking great. A few more cleanup to do. And we're going to finish up the timer, get some more tests in place, and then we're going to have another release. And then we're going to move on to the next features. We got a whole list of features to add on to the time cost calculator. And we have the AI stack at our side. All right. Checking the chat before we get out of here. Junior says, that is a great question. Who gets the ticket? Who gets the points on their license? Is it going to be a standard? Because if you notice, the cops were saying it's still not fixed, but they never addressed who gets the points on their. Is it the CEO of Waymo? Should the CEO get the points and get the fines? Because if you look up the license plate, what does it say on the license plate? Who is the driver? If all cars become autonomous driving, then what happens to the red light, the red light traffic cameras? If you pull over somebody, who gets a ticket, right? Let me see. Junior says, but then it drove off again before the sign even went away. It did. It really did. It did. He says you're gonna run the bus stop sign too, and then when you get pulled over, you tell the cops that was that. And then when you get pulled over, you tell the cops that your car identifies as a Waymo. It's good.
Flawless victory.
Yep, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. All right, that is it for tonight. That is it for tonight, my friends, my family, my tech barbarians, my tech mercenaries. I'm gonna get out of here. Remember, tomorrow, if you haven't already, go back and watch Candid Conversations. How to clean up your life, how to get your life right for the next job, right? And tomorrow, maybe this is your next job. We're going to be talking about the machine learning platform engineer. Instead of being the miner, you're going to be the rig. We're going back to the gold rush in California back in the days, where many people, and I started the video off with this, right? Many people died. Yes, they died during the gold rush because they were digging and digging and digging. It was crazy. But you know who made it out alive? You know who was balling? It was the shovel creators. The people who invented, who sold the shovels. They were rich and unharmed. So while apps and app developers might be going away, the machine learning platform engineer is here to stay. Don't have a roster of women. Don't have a roster of men. Have a roster of companies who are begging for your services. The machine learning platform engineer. Tune in tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Thursday night, we're going to be working on building our Stream Deck plugin for the timer that I so desperately want and need. So I'm not frightened when my timer goes off as I'm into deep work, right? And that's it. ResumeFlow.app, TechCoachRalph.dev. Come and join us this weekend for Vibe Code and Chill. It's going to be a little bit later than normal because I have a jiu-jitsu ceremony to attend, but I will see you there. I will see you guys on Thursday. All right. With that being said, that is it. That is it. Junior says, great show as always. Thank you so much, Junior, Rod Brown, Magnetar, everybody who tuned in.
I appreciate you.
With that being said, Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Thought you was riding. Thought you was 10 toes down. The second something shiny came, you folded. It's cool though. You just tell me how to move. Watch this. Used to think we was a unit, thought the back was covered. Thought you was my dog, man, thought you was my brother. Smiling in my face, shit, you really played a part. Acting like you with me, had me giving you my heart. But the loyalty was passing, man, that shit was see-through. Waiting for your moment, that's what fake ones be, dude. Soon as opportunity came knocking on the door, you ain't even hesitate, you just wanna ask for more. You ain't look back once, you went your own way. Show me who you were, man, I got nothing left to say. I ain't mad, I ain't bitter, ain't no salt to spill. You just lit a fire, man, you just made the focus real. This a full court pressing, I ain't letting up. Put myself first, I'm filling my own cup. No empathy, no sympathy, I'm on my purpose. Y'all just flaky people, man, you make me nervous. This a full court pressing, I am all out focused. You ain't on my team, then you just a locust. I ain't mad, I'm motivated, time to run the score. Yeah, I'm locked in, man, I'm kicking down the door. You thought that burn would stop me, man, you got it backwards. You just gave me fuel, man, I'm moving only faster. I ain't got no time for what a flaky person says. I am on a mission, you are in my way. I'm cutting off the dead weight, I don't care who suffers. If you ain't with vision, then you're undercovers. Sleeping on the grind, I am wide awake. Every year you handed me, just tell me what to take. And I'm taking everything I am putting first. All that fake love, man, it was a damn curse. Now the curse is broken, now I see the path. You just woke the monster, you can do the math. Yeah, this a full court, press it, I ain't letting up. Put myself first, I'm filling my own cup. No empathy, no sympathy, I'm on my purpose. Y'all just flaky people, man, you make me nervous. This a full court, press it, I am all out focused. Who ain't in my team, then you're just a locust. I ain't mad, I'm motivated, time to run the score. Yeah, I'm locked in, man, I'm kicking down the door. So I don't look around, I just look ahead. Every promise that I made to myself is fed. All focus, all gas, I ain't gotta brag. I don't care about your feelings or your new mistake. You made your choice, and now I'm making mine. My purpose is the only thing I see. I'm on the line, you are just a ghost, man, a lesson that I learned. Thanks for showing me that my own back is all I earn. So I'm holding it down, I'm the one I trust. Turning all the betrayal right in the dust. Watch me build an empire while you watch me from the side. Should've stayed down, man, you should've learned to ride. Full court present. All focus, all out. No sympathy. Yeah. Locked in. Purpose.
Tired of losing every fight, wrestling shadows in the night. The past won't hold me, no more chains. I'm stepping out, I'm done with pain. Tired of the fall, the endless grind. Looking back, I left myself behind. No more shadows, no more chains. I'm breaking free, I'm done with pain. No excuses, no delay. The fire's lit, it starts today. Final victory. It's calling me. No more losing. I'm breaking free. Discipline, focus, I'll rise. You'll see. Final victory. It's calling me. I'm letting go of where I've been. The scars, the doubts, the weight within. Each step forward, I claim my ground. No turning back, I found my song. I'm letting go of where I've been. This is the moment I begin. Discipline will light my way. Focus sharp, no time to stray. Every stumble taught me how to fight. Every loss just sharpened my sight. I'm the storm, I'm the calm, I'm the light. Victory's mine, it's in my sight.